Hey guys, this is EJ Holland with Wolverine.com, and today we're going to be talking about the five highest ranked recruits that visited Michigan in September. So, five notable September visitors. Michigan had two visit weekends. Yes, there were four home games, but remember, the first two had a self imposed visit ban. Michigan did host recruits for the game against Bowling Green, as well as a game against Rutgers. Now, there weren't a ton of high profile names, but there were still some notable recruits on campus. So let's go ahead and start with our first recruit, tight end James Flanigan out of Wisconsin. He is a top target for Michigan at the tight end position next cycle, ranked as the number seven tight end and number 197 overall prospect nationally. Now, Flanigan has had great communication with tight ends coach Grant Newsom. He enjoyed his time in Ann Arbor over the weekend, and he really likes Michigan's tight end production and the way they utilize the position. And Michigan obviously always recruits the tight end position really well. Now, Wisconsin is a major player in this recruitment. You know, he is a Green Bay kid, and Wisconsin's making him a top priority and definitely has his attention. But Notre Dame's actually considered the leader on the on three recruiting prediction machine. His father played for the Irish, and right now Notre Dame is the school that probably has the inside track. But Michigan is definitely making things interesting in this recruitment. He's a top 250 recruit across the board by all major services. You know, taller tight end at 6'6", 220 that can line up in line, but is really comfortable split out wide. But Flanigan was definitely one of the biggest names that made their way to campus in September. Next on the list is in-state edge Xavier Newsom out of Detroit King, also known as Tree. He's a really intriguing athlete. I had a chance to see him on the 7-on-7 circuit in the offseason. He plays tight end as well and is listed as a tight end at 6'5", 220 pounds, ranked as the number 15 tight end and number 266 overall prospect nationally. But Michigan likes him on the defensive side of the ball as an edge. He has an athletic frame, he has great length. You know, Michigan's still sorting out its edge board for next cycles. A lot of talent on the board at that position. Several highly touted pass rushers have already visited Ann Arbor over the last year. So I think they're going to continue to evaluate Newsom. But again, he's one of the more intriguing guys on the board with position flexibility. He's an in state kid. If Michigan does go all in for Xavier Newsom, they have a really good chance of getting him in the class next cycle. Michigan actually has the lead on the on three recruiting prediction machine with an 83.9% chance of landing him. All right, the next recruit on the list is wide receiver CJ Wiley out of Milton, Georgia. Wiley was actually a bit of a surprise visitor. We didn't have him on the visitors list for Bowling Green, and he did make his way to campus, and that was actually his third visit. Now, Michigan has a real need for a big bodied wide receiver. They missed on some of their top guys this cycle. They absolutely have to land a taller guy in 2025, and Wiley fits the description at 6'4", 188 pounds. He's ranked as the number 46 wide receiver and number 292 overall prospect nationally. On three actually has him ranked as a top 200 recruit. Now, Georgia's considered the leader on the on three recruiting prediction machine, but I'm not sure how hard the Bulldogs are pushing. He's definitely a guy that is on their board, but I feel like Michigan is pushing harder than Georgia right now and may have the early lead in this recruitment. Ron Bellamy has done a terrific job of building a relationship with Wiley. I've heard that those around the program see Wiley as a freak. So they absolutely love Wiley. He's a number one target for them. And it was great for Michigan to get him back on campus this month. Next on the list is linebacker Weston Port out of San Juan Hills in California. So a little West Coast flavor, making his way to Ann Arbor. And this was also Port's third visit to Michigan, I believe, if not second. He has been on campus multiple times. He's True inside backer at 6'2", 210 pounds. He's a three-star guy, number 34 linebacker, number 366 overall prospect nationally. He was a prospect that was really highly touted early on. I actually went to the Under Armour camp in Los Angeles a couple of years ago to see some other Michigan recruits at the time, and Port was really talked about as a freshman, and Michigan offered him super early in the process. Now he hasn't necessarily developed into that big time recruit that many were projecting him to be, but he's still one of the more solid linebackers in a really strong year at the position. And that's the thing with Michigan and linebacker recruiting. There are so many options at linebacker in 2025. It is a great year for linebackers. So I think with Port, he is, high on the board and he absolutely loves Michigan. And I think but I'm still interested to see how Michigan sorts out its linebacker targets. Right now, BYU is considered the favorite on the on 3 recruiting prediction machine. Michigan is third, but after this visit, and again, he was on campus for the game against Rutgers, I think Michigan might be number one on his list. All right, next on the docket, our final recruit here is in-state athlete Elijah Dotson out of University of Detroit School. Dotson is a really versatile recruit that can play both wide receiver and defensive back. He's actually listed as a wide receiver, but Michigan recruiting him more so on the defensive side of the ball as a safety. He can definitely play some corner as well at 6'1", 170. He would be kind of a taller, longer guy, but really athletic. Again, kind of that flex type of guy, ranked as the number 432 overall recruit nationally. I actually have a prediction in for Michigan already. The Wolverines have a 98.7% chance of landing him, according to the On3 recruiting prediction machine. He's visited multiple times. Penn State is also involved, but I think, if Michigan makes an all out push for Dotson as they sort out the secondary board early on, I could easily see him joining the class and being a fairly early commit. So that wraps up the 5 most notable recruits that visited Michigan in September. We'll see what October brings. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for free.